What's going on, guys? Thank you for joining the telebroadcast. So today was a big day as far as NFL news goes. It's kind of the first big day that we've had in a while. I mean, we really haven't had any big news. It's kind of been a dry spell. So today included the end of the franchise tag limit. So now I was actually kind of confused about this because I saw some reports saying that, the franchise tag is going to go into maybe later on the week, and that people weren't really sure when it was going to happen, if they were going to extend it or not. But I guess today is the day, and right now I'm recording this at 4:22 on March 9th, the Tuesday that it is. And yeah, today was the day that you had to franchise your guys or not. If you didn't want to, if you put a franchise tag on, that means that he is going to be on the team no matter what. So now this could be big news for the Giants as far as some players, some important players that I was nervous about getting a franchise tag did not get a franchise tag, which is really good. Now, to start off, we have our guy, the guy that we put our franchise tag on, which is in Leonard Williams. So Leonard Williams got the franchise tag, and now this means that he's going to be paid around like $19 million, I think it was. But the big key thing that I saw from this is that he is not being labeled a defensive end. If he was labeled a defensive end, that would have been like 20-something million or $22 million for him. But now that he's a defensive tackle, this decreases the number by a couple $1 million, which is going to make a lot. Is going to be a lot for when we're trying to sign other players. So that's the big thing. Now, I mean, if you listen to my last video, me and Liam were talking about maybe, us getting letting him go and getting a guy like maybe Bud Dupree or Jadeveon Clowney or, said another player. But at the end of the day, I'm not necessarily upset about this. I don't hate him. I think some of his numbers might be a little inflated at times. I mean, we saw that he had he had like maybe 2 or 3 game sacks against bad teams. So I'm not necessarily upset about this. It's definitely better than what I thought we were going to do, which was maybe give him a multi-year contract that goes on for a couple years at like $20-something million, $20 million plus. Now, this goes to show that the thing that he said in the beginning, at the end of the season, which was, hey, I'm only here, he's like, I don't really care about money anymore, I just care about respect, is a load of BS. And we kind of thought that was going to be, right? So, because he's never been a guy that's been like, I don't care about money, I'll take hometown discount, because clearly he's not, because we've had more arguments with him as far as what he wants money-wise. And again, I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at him wanting to get more money. I understand players want that. But again, I'm not in the business of Leonard Williams making more money. I'm in the business of Giants winning. I've said that before. I'll say it again. So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm not necessarily angry that we signed him, or that we put a franchise tag on him, but I don't think it's going to be the end of the world. I think it's going to be good, but sadly, I think this is going to mean we're going to have to let go of Dalvin Tomlinson, which is a big problem, which is sad. But at the end of the day, I guess maybe not necessarily a big problem. I'll retract that statement, because you can get a defensive tackle maybe in the 3rd or 4th round, and the Giants have shown to be able to do that in guys like B.J. Hill. Like, we have guys that can replace him. I'm okay with that. He's less versatile than what Leonard Williams is as far as a better pass rusher. Well, Leonard Williams is, 100% a better pass rusher than Dalvin Tomlinson. That's what we really need. We got to get the quarterback, and at the end of the day, yeah, I understand. So I would genuinely be surprised if we were able to sign Dalvin Tomlinson. I just don't think the money's going to work out. So on to the next step. I've been gone for a little bit. I think the last video I posted before my video I just posted today, or yesterday maybe, when this comes out, was 2 weeks ago. I posted a couple videos 2 weeks ago, and then I took a little bit of a break on. Now, that's kind of on me as far as there just wasn't really anything going on, and also I was having a lot of problems editing my videos. My video software was like always messing up, and I figured out the problem. The problem was just my Wi-Fi at school is horrendous. So now that I have like an Ethernet cable and a Ethernet cable that can go into my laptop, the problem is completely fixed. So videos will be coming out more, and especially as this offseason is going to be starting in like a week. I think March 17th or something is the first day of free agency. So this is going to be huge for us. So yeah, I will be posting more videos. Again, I'm really sorry about the problem there. So I guess some news that has come before, a couple days prior, that I haven't posted on, and that has to go with the Giants, and that's far as us releasing Golden Tate. If you looked at my video for free agency, my predictions, I did think that was going to be something that we did, and I was really excited about that. I just think he's too old, and he's not for the future, so that's kind of quick. Let him go. Number 2 is we're thinking about restructuring Nate Solder, which I think it could be kind of interesting, but my thing is I'd rather I want to have either Nate Solder or Kevin Zeitler. One of them has to go. Kevin Zeitler will save you more money, and if we have Nate Solder, he has to play right tackle, and he has to play it at a low rate, at like maybe $5 million or something like that, to help the cap out. That's what he needs to play at. So if we're going to do it, I'm okay with that, per se, but that's something pretty interesting, and I'm looking forward to seeing where that goes in the future. I understand he wants to play with us. I think what the Giants really want, though, is they really want to have a veteran presence on that offensive line. That offensive line is extremely young. You have guys like Shane Lemieux, Matt Pert. I think Nick Gates is probably pretty young too. I don't know his exact age, but I don't think he's necessarily that young or old. Andrew Thomas is very young. Will Hernandez is very young. You have a bunch of guys that are very young, and I think they want to have a veteran guy there to watch over them and be like their kind of leader in a way. So I'm okay with that. And I actually think that's a really good idea, and I like that idea. But it's got to be at the right price. And I think if Nate Solder is willing to play at like around like $5 million with a restructured contract, I'm okay with that. I will honestly take that. But then in return, I want us to cut Kevin Zeitler so we can save $12 million and to get more money for that. That would be what I want. I don't want to have both of them. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'm actually interested in seeing where this kind of goes and whether or not we restructure his contract. Okay, so then on to the next guy who has been considered to be restructured is Tivine Loilolo or something like that. I always mispronounce his name. I'm sorry about that. But he's the next guy that got restructured on his contract, and the reports have not come out as far as what his new contract is going to be. But yeah, it is out there, and now his contract is restructured. Now, if it is for like only a little less than what he's already going to make, we were supposed to save $3 million off of him. If we start to pay him $2.5 million, I'll be upset. I saw another video on The Entertainer. He was talking about this, but yeah, I agree. I would totally be upset if it's not for like the veteran minimum, honestly. Because if it's for more than like $1 million or whatever, I will be pretty upset. Now this does go into my idea. I was listening to a couple videos of guys on YouTube, and they were saying that there's no way that this really kind of involves. There's probably no way that this involves us maybe trading away Evan Ingram. I don't want to say no way because I am, again, a big anti-Evan Ingram guy. I would be super interested to see if this has anything to do with it. But yeah, if that's the case, that would be fantastic. And again, this is going to be something we're going to have to look into as far as the future and as far as how much money is that guy going to be getting paid. Okay, so now that puts a cap as far as what has happened over the last couple weeks, Giants-wise. Now, in the overall NFL news that can affect us in the Giants, some big things have happened, and this was an absolute shocker to me. I was so surprised this happened. But the Lions have not franchise tagged Kenny Golladay. And now I think if they have not franchise Kenny Golladay, I saw a report, there's like that this guy's saying it's like 90-95% chance that Kenny Golladay is going to come to the Giants. We're going to give him the money. And if we do that, I would be so ecstatic. I would flip out if we signed Kenny Golladay. Now, I understand. I think Allen Robinson's probably better than him, and so does my cousin. But I think he's a close second. I think he's a really good player. I think he would definitely change this offense 1,000%. And it would be huge if we can get him under like a pretty good price, around like maybe $17 to $18 million. I would love that. If we could sign Kenny Golladay, that would be huge. It'd be my favorite Giants news I've heard in a while. And the reason is because if we can get him, now we've secured our wide receiver one. I think, therefore, once we have him, I think he makes Darius Slayton better. I think he'll make Sterling Shepard better. And then he'll open up the offense for Saquon, because you have to make sure that you can't just pack the box on Saquon. And then Daniel will get a lot better, too, because he has a true wide receiver one. I think a lot of good things will happen with that. And then that's it. We're good for offense as far as the offseason goes. Now, once that comes to the draft, that opens up our draft 100%. Because now we don't need to get a wide receiver one in the first round. You can maybe get a wide receiver maybe later in the round. Maybe if a guy falls, like maybe Bateman. I understand some people have him going maybe in the first now. But if he falls to the second, maybe I'm okay with getting that. But now it's completely opened up your draft. You can now get a defensive player or maybe an offensive lineman if one of them falls, like Slater. I'm assuming Slater's going to be the one that falls. I would say that Penei Sewell's probably going to be the one that doesn't fall. But Slater's been putting up crazy numbers too. So maybe you can secure up your offensive line even more if you get a guy like Rashawn Slater. The possibilities are endless. You can even get a guy like Micah Parsons if he falls. And that would make our defense 1,000 times better. Again, like I said, the possibilities are endless, and that would be really good. And this is huge news, guys. Huge news that Kenny Golladay did not get franchise tagged. Great news. So then on to like a couple other little guys that didn't get franchise tagged. Shaquille Griffin. He's the corner out of Seattle. Now, like I said before, I really want to secure our cornerback 2 spot, and I don't want to do it through the draft. I'd rather do it through free agency with, like, a low-key guy that not really a lot of people know about. Now, I don't know if Shaquille Griffin's a low-key kind of guy. I don't really think he is. But if the price is right, that would be another great signing if the Giants could make. I'm not saying that they're going to make it, and I don't even know if I'm predicting. I'm just saying here's another corner out there that isn't necessarily crazy, like a top 5 corner in the league. At least I don't think so. He probably isn't. But he's a solid piece. He's a really, really, really solid piece. And he would do fantastic next to James Bradberry. So I'm not just saying that like that's going to be our guy that comes to us. But I think it's pretty interesting. And I think it's something to talk about. And maybe, you never know. But again, I hope the Giants sign a corner. And again, I'm just playing with numbers. I haven't really had the numbers out there for me right now, but it would be great if we could sign a guy like that, and I'd be pretty excited about that. Another person that did not get franchise tagged and is going to test the free agency market is Hassan Reddick, and that's a guy I really don't want, to be honest with you, because I think he's going to want to have like $10 million, and I don't really think we have that for him. If we do, maybe, but I don't know how necessarily great he is. I think he's okay. I'm just not really sure if he's kind of going to be our guy. I know a lot of Giants fans have talked about maybe wanting him. Another guy a lot of Giants fans have talked about is Curtis Samuel. And now if we go Curtis Samuel, I'm not going to be too thrilled about. Because if we go Curtis Samuel, that means we're going to have to... I would like to get a wide receiver in the first round then. Because I don't think he's a true number 1 like Kenny Golladay. So, yeah, I think he'd be a cute little piece because he is also testing free agency. But, we'll never know. And, I mean, we should be kind of interested to see. But, yeah, that's kind of been today. A big news with Kenny Golladay not getting franchise tagged. And even bigger news as far as the Giants franchise tagging Leonard Williams. We'll have to see where that goes. I think the shtick behind that was the Giants did not want him testing the waters at all for free agency. And now, like, they can now increase their length of time being able to have contract talks. So, now that now he can't talk to anyone else as far as because he's on the team. He's a New York Giant next year. So that's that. But now they could be like, all right, Leonard, we didn't have enough time. Let's talk more about getting you a longer contract. And maybe they can work it down to less than $20 million for multiple years. If they can do that, that'd be fantastic. I'm looking forward to seeing that. If they can't, I don't know. I don't know what happens from there. But yeah. So this is the first big news we've heard in a while for just NFL in general. I'm going to be posting this on Wednesday, which is obviously the day you're going to hear about it. So I'm on Tuesday. You guys will hear it on Wednesday. But again, this is a great news to hear for Kenny Golladay. I'm really, really interested to seeing where that goes. And yeah, in the next couple days, I'm going to try to get videos out and stuff like that because I really have no work due this day as far as homework and stuff. So I have a couple ideas in my head, and, I'm really looking forward to doing more now that I've figured out the editing problem because it was such a bummer that I was like, well, I don't know why I can't edit these videos. I don't know why it's not working. But now that I've figured that out, there should be more videos out coming and more guests. My cousin Liam will be on more. Looking forward to that. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed today. This is, again, a big day for New York Giants, and I hope we can get Kenny Golladay. But yeah, all right, thanks for coming, and thanks for listening, guys. I hope you enjoyed. See ya.